inappropriate.
Shae, how would you like to open up this first musical?
Let's do it normal.
Okay. Hold on. I'm practicing all week.
And with a wink, she was gone.
With a wink, she was gone. Now you got them in my head. No. Oh, it's gone. My powers are gone.
Okay,
No, I'm gonna.
No, it's not gonna be that. I'm gonna.
Hold on.
I'm gonna cleanse your palate.
Was I sharp or flat?
You were sharp. You were way up here.
My powers are gone.
It's my fault. It definitely is.
Every week deprogramming me. A 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8. Musical Monday. Musical Monday. She won't wait around for long.
And with a wink, she was gone.
Musical Monday. Hello and welcome back to Musical Monday with Caleb, Zach, and Shae at Improv Broadway. This is your first time tuning into Musical Monday. This is the show where we review the best musicals that no one's ever heard about. And today, if the musical is half as good as the title is clever, why, we're in for a treat. It's called With a Wink, She Was Gone.
This story takes place in the Wild West, starting off with a rootin' tootin' old-fashioned outlaw that, you know, everyone knew their name. Who's the guy that, like, Jimmy and the Sundance Kid?
Jimmy and the Sundance Kid, Billups and the Raindrop Crew.
Sonny, with the chance of thieving.
Grandma and her meatballs.
Alexander and the Mumpkins.
Oh, yeah, the Mumpkins were a scary bunch. So there's lots of crews floating around in the Old West.
Right, and it's like the John Mulaney bit where it's like they say their name after a robin.
Yeah.
After a good old thieving, because it's like the bigger the steal, the more impressive it is.
Yeah.
And they want stories to be told about them.
Yeah, like, that's right, boys. Y'all were stolen by Hillbilly Chum and the Muslim boys. No, he didn't say that.
No,
that was taken out of the script.
Not
Yeah.
that
It was
at
in the original
all.
cut. Never mind.
That one got cut out real fast.
Yeah.
It was almost like, hey, maybe you've been listening to a Musical Monday clip where you hear muslin a lot. It's been on the mind a lot.
Yeah.
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 And so this particular musical follows one particular outlaw. She's a plucky upstart, but she hasn't quite figured out how to, rob banks yet.
Right.
Yeah,
What's her stamp going to be?
Yeah, and she's kind of figuring out, like, where in the gray morals am I? Like, how far this way? How far this way?
Yeah.
What stuff am I okay with? Am I going to steal from women and children or just old rich guys? That kind of stuff.
Right. Will she steal from children?
Yeah.
She's
What's her
really on the
thing?
fence.
Yeah.
Like,
Some thieves will, some won't.
Because there's two approaches. Like, you can steal a lot of money from banks all at once,
Right.
or you can slowly collect children's bits of coins
it's
and
honestly
dollars.
a lot safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, for a while, she was waiting for kids to lose their teeth, and then she would go underneath their pillow and steal their tooth fairy money.
And in the song, she's like, is that my thing? Am I the tooth fairy? But basically, what in this first song, this unnamed bandit, she hasn't named herself yet. She's basically doing a vision board of the type of criminal she'll be.
Yeah.
In this song called My Future Life of Crime.
I'm not your typical girl, don't want a dress that's floral. I want to contemplate my thievery and my stealing morals. Am I willing to rob a dying man? something more sinister inside this body without a cloud.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous and inspiring. You know, if I love an attribute about someone, it's someone who has the gumption to take a step forward, even if that step forward isn't to something that's objectively wrong. I appreciate that about someone. Sometimes I go to prisons and I just high five the inmates. I'm like, you made a wrong choice, but gall darn it if you didn't make a choice. And the greater crime is making no choice at all.
I don't care what your New Year's resolution is, as long as you do it. Don't be a wussy. If your New Year's resolution is to rob a bank, Chase or Wells Fargo, I'd go with Chase because it's blue. It's a cooler color.
Yeah.
But if you do it, then I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. You definitely deserve the consequences of your actions.
Sure.
But one of the consequences of that actions will be a thumb up from us.
Right. But absolutely. I think if you don't get caught... Who's Jesse, the criminal Jesse?
Jesse James?
Jesse James.
Jesse James?
Jesse and James from Pokemon Team Rocket?
No. But he stole from banks in the Wild West, and then he gave a lot of the money to his old school teacher.
So she could buy a house.
The sweetest thing.
The sweetest robber.
Was he in love with her?
Oh.
Was it a...
The tour guide didn't tell us about that.
Dark turn to the story.
Quick fun story. Shae and I did a bus tour up in Salt Lake City, and it was with the sweetest performers you've ever seen. And they were like, they loved their job, but it was literally us and 6 other people on a trolley, and they were performing their hearts out, though we were giving them nothing at all. And they'd be like, oh, what's that? A time for a fiddle solo? Did someone ask for a fiddle solo?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, they also, like, almost everyone they pointed out on the tour was a man. And there was only one, like, really rich lady that they pointed out. And then they made her, like, such a bimbo. She was like, oh, I wonder how I got my wealth. It wasn't by killing my 7 husbands. But everyone else, it was like, a respected young gentleman who worked his way to the top.
But,
he was also talking about polygamists a lot. And he was like, I worked hard to feed my family. And the one industrial woman's like, I didn't sleep for my wealth.
I think the good thing is there, Zach, is they made that choice. They did. And they stuck with it.
And they stuck with it, and I'm proud of it.
They really seem to love it. Because the guy also, like, slipped a little. He's like, yeah, I was working at a bank for years, and they always told me I wasn't good enough. But now I get to be myself.
Look who's laughing now!
Which was cool. It's so cool he found a job he loves.
And it's wild that company exists and that they're, like, employing people. I'm like, good for you.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that for them.
Truly. It's so cool. There's a job for everybody.
There is. And especially for our protagonist.
Yes.
Whose name is, it always goes verb and name, the noun, right? That's normally how names go. So let's all say the verb at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Groovin'.
Groovin'. Let's say the name. 1, 2, 3 time. Unipus.
Okay.
Groovin' Unipus.
Spa.
The, and let's all say the noun together. 1, 2, 3.
Fort.
The fort. Groovin' Unipus the fort.
Yep.
Yep. And so this next song tells all about the story of how she earned her name, Unipus.
Oedipus was her given name from birth. But you mean the fort.
Right.
And why she was so groovin'?
Nope, you're right. Her legal name was Groovin' Unipus the Fort. And now she's deciding what her actual thieving name is to make it really relevant for her story arc.
Yeah. So this is her first, we get to see her first big job.
Yes.
She's like, I'm going to do a crime. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to the big city and I'm going to crime it up.
Yeah. And so she finds out that her mom misread Oedipus, and that was what her name was supposed to be.
Yes.
So she goes with her nickname, Thievin' Oedipus.
and she says, my mom always told me I was born in Grice. And she says that we worship a god named Zeus. And when we die, we all go to a place called Hades. And she was taught a whole bunch of misspelled Greek mythology. Yeah, which is just fun flavor text.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what were you saying, Caleb? This is her what?
That's her first big job.
Her first big job.
Her first big crime that she's doing.
That's right. Mm-hmm. She's stealing from the local elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when she said, I ain't stealing from kids no more.
She said, I'll steal from the people who are in charge of
I mean, you think about she's stealing from the school, she's really stealing from the government, so that's cool.
She's stealing from the teachers, she's stealing from the principal, from the district, but she makes it known, I ain't stealing from the kids.
Yeah, although she does decide to steal the playground equipment, which seems like a little bit of a gray area, but, the kids don't have to pay for it.
Right. And she thinks the teachers play on that as well. So it's not...
she never went to a real school.
Her mom taught her all sorts of messed up stuff. So
this is like an old Johnny Cash song where he's kind of like telling the adventure.
The narrator speaks up.
The narrator, of like a folksy story, a hero's journey.
That's right.
Lots of fun descriptors.
Okay. It's I don't want to pigeonhole us too much, but it's not unlike.
Let's leave it here.
Yep, that's right. All right. Whenever you're ready. Unipis Ford rolled up into town, set her eyes upon the learning grounds, pulled her pistol and pulled her knife, opened the gate to start her life of crime, and started a taking. Unipis swung for a while on the swing, went into the kindergarten class and took everything. Broke into the teacher's lounge, got the coffee cups, caught her eye in a mirror and said, I'm on the up and ups. Grabbed every macaroni art from the wall with a glint in her eye. Said, this job will be remembered long after the day I die. Why do I steal from schools when these children need a learning? 'Cause what needs more than education than a criminal woman be earning? Old Unipis, the criminal of the century, robbed the school. But she, on her way out, found poor old Timmy Jones, who slept in the schoolhouse at night to warm old Jimmy's bones. See, Timmy was an orphan with no house to call his own. So, with his desk for a bed and chair for a pillow, made the old schoolhouse his bed. And so old Unipis said, young boy, leave this place behind, and won't you be the Bonnie, and I can be your Clyde, but not in a romantic way, no, more like a mother and a child. This is the story of how Unipis sort of adopted a child. They went from school to school. He was the face man, you see, unlocking the gate with his face full of glee. Then Unipis would go and sneak out into the back, stealing every rainbow color and every lunchtime snack. And they did this for years. Until one night filled with tears, young Sir Jones asked, "Is there more to life than just steel and pencils? I look up to you, Unipus. Life could have been a stencil." So she took his hand and said, "By God's command, we'll do one more job together." A lot of time passed in that song, years and years and years. Quite the exposition. One of the longest exposition songs in the while. Speaking of expositions, it's time for Intermission.
Let's make sure we're all still rolling. We're all still good. All still good.
It's Tuesday, stop it. Giving Dr. Seuss vibes at the end.
Well, round 2.
I want to hear her, Laffy. Don't we all? Oh my gosh, improv time. Exactly, Lamau. Oh my gosh, Gabriel, thank you so much for so many ice cream cones. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yummy.
Yum, yum, yum.
Ice cream.
It's rolling?
Yummy.
It's rolling. We're
It's
good.
rolling, it's good. They're like a Ouija board of the spoken language. Excellent.
Interesting.
We're bringing people back from the dead. Someone needed to hear that song.
All right, awesome. Okay. All right.
What that song didn't say is that she's the reverse James. Wait, no, what's his name? Jimmy. Why can't I remember names? I hate this.
Jesse James.
Jesse J.
Jesse James.
He stole from the banks, gave to a school teacher. They stole from schools, gave it to the banks.
Yeah.
They
Because
said-
they needed a down payment.
Yeah.
And so they stole all this money.
The playwright
for a
said,
down
like,
payment.
I didn't want to put it right in the song because I wanted people to think she wasn't just like a pure villain, at least at that time.
Well, she's giving it to the banks because she was all messed up. Her mom, remember, taught her weird things.
Yes.
So she said, they're mistreated down at the banks.
Yeah, she taught her reverse Robin Hood of Robin Hood stealing from the poor and giving to the banks,
Yeah,
and she just thought that was so admirable.
Yeah, she grew up on the strict diet of more money, more problems. She
Yeah.
believes that thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
And her
Yeah.
mom was like, the banks, the wealthy are suffering.
And I can't remember, though, I just sang it. Was the boy's name Timmy Jones, Tommy Jones, or Billy Jones?
Timmy Jones.
Timmy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Timmy kind of becomes like the voice of her conscience, you know? Just like he went along with it for years and years because he was just a little orphan boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted a parent.
He did one. He just wanted a mom.
Right. Yeah, in a Bonnie and Clyde non-romantic
Yeah.
A real maternal
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde.
But the
Mommy
night,
and Clyde.
Mommy and Clyde.
Mommy and Clyde.
Mommy and child.
Yeah, they tried to do like a spin-off comedy buddy cop. They called it Mommy and Clyde, and it didn't really go.
It crashed and burned, Caleb. You can be honest. It almost
was
shut
kinda
down
charming.
Broadway
It was
for a
kinda
year.
charming.
It's proof that money can't buy everything.
Yeah.
It can't buy a successful sitcom.
They got
No.
Emma Stone and Ian McKellen to do it. It was
in
star-studded.
their past lives.
Yes. Anyway, and so so she has made the bank so rich off of the tea, and it's like you want to say it's like the taxpayer's dollar, but what's so crazy about it is the government wasn't even giving money to these schools. It was good teachers out of the goodness of their hearts growing crops, selling them to do it, and she was still stealing the money and giving it to the banks.
It's heartless.
Heartless.
But you know,
But also the stuff that you were talking about, she was stealing like macaroni art. And so, like bankers need that to lift their day. They have to spend all day banking. Boring.
Maybe she was the good guy.
well, the cool thing is, so she gives all this money to the bank. The bank then uses that money to buy up a big chunk of the town.
Yeah.
And now they're threatening to knock down all the buildings. The school is right in the middle of
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
is
they
gonna
want to
get
turn the
knocked
town
down,
into
and
one big bank.
She has a change of heart. She realizes
Yes.
something bad has happened here, and I played a part in it, and I
Yeah.
have to stop it.
Yeah.
After here, she goes, maybe I've done something wrong.
Well, because she's realized that the bank is nefarious. All this time she thought she was helping the bank, the poor people of the bank. She took one look
Right.
at them with their pins attached to the tables. They're not even trusted with pins.
Yes.
And she's like, they need some sparkle in their life. But now they repay her by taking over the whole town.
And to tie it all together, the bank was called Zeus Bank, which she pronounced as Z-S Bank. And she thought she was giving offerings to the gods. But in fact, they were just corrupt businessmen.
That's right.
And-
I always thought it was funny that they didn't explain that about the story until nearly the end. You're like, oh, that's why she's giving money to the bank.
That
of
would've made a
course,
lot
she's
more
confused.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this final song, they both decide to steal from the bank as Mommy and Clyde and give back the money to everyone equally, distributing it equally
Yes.
to the masses,
Yes. Workers.
as it should be.
As it should be.
The
You
Robin
should
Hood in the right way.
Yeah.
You should steal from banks and give to workers. You go up to someone in the street, say, "Do you work? This is for you."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a way better system. Yeah, and so like I can't remember. Is this their planning song? Is this their in the moment song? Is this there's lots of phases
This
to it.
is right when they think they're not going to make it. Mommy has been shot, and Clyde is, wondering if he should give up.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, let's keep going.
Yeah, it's a real. What is that movie where they get holed up at the Alamo? Or something like that. It's a famous cowboy movie. They get holed up. They know they're gonna die, and so they go with the blaze. I think it's The Deadly Seven, something like that.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
it's just a Western reference.
John Wayne slapped a lot of women.
That's an important factoid.
Fun fact about my grandma:
She got slapped by John Wayne.
no, I wish.
So does she.
She watched so many John Wayne movies where like he slapped the woman and then like kissed her that my grandma, when she had a crush on a little kid, she slapped
Hold on,
his
rephrase
face.
that.
Huh?
When she was a little kid.
Yeah, when my grandma was a little
When
kid.
she was a child. You just said when my grandma had a crush on a little kid. I just want to help you rephrase that.
She was also a child.
A little kid.
Anyways, she slapped him, and then he was like, "Ow, why would you do that?" And
Yeah, 'cause
she
she's like,
lost her first love. She had to settle for rolling.
Oh no.
Just kidding.
So
They love each
they're
other.
in the vault. They've got the bags of money, but they're surrounded. Mommy's shot.
Mommy's shot. And this is what Clyde, he's abandoned his name Timmy, is thinking this might be the last conversation he ever has with his mom. And they're I think I remember correctly, they're like basically maybe she's telling him like go save yourself, and he's saying no, I'll stay with you.
We'll find out.
We'll find
out.
out. Here we go. Mommy dearest, we're in a terrible spot. I'm so scared, Mommy, you're shot. I was just a little boy when you found me. You were more than just my crime partner, you're my family. So tell me, Mommy, what should I do? Should I run out of here or try to save you? I'm just a kid, I need to know. Mommy dearest, won't you please tell me where to go?
Son, I've just been shot in my patella. That means my knee, and I've got to tell ya, it doesn't matter what a bullet can do. A mommy will never abandon you. So lift me up and I'll hop on one foot. We'll steal from American first. A great bank with a great interest rate, but it doesn't matter 'cause we're thieving them today.
We're gonna steal till we're dead. We're gonna steal till we're dead. We could save our lives, but we'll steal instead. We'll steal until we're dead.
But we're giving it to the
contract, then it's ours by the law. We'll just say in a last will and testament, when we die our money goes to the poor. So let's go out in a blaze of glory, get shot, then the have-nots will have some more. We'll steal until we're dead. We'll steal until we're dead. Is it better to be shot in the stomach or head? We'll steal until we're dead. All right, Mama, let's go out with a blaze of glory.
We don't have to do this, son. We can just have that bank agent with the slicked back hair. I'll distract him by saying, hey, I'd like to open a credit card. It'll take hours. Then you go out and take the money in the back.
Yes, banks can't resist a credit card application, even in a life and death situation.
It'll cost me more in my payments over time than the money that we'll steal right now. Because I have no impulse control, boy.
You'll splend yourself into oblivion, selflessly like a saint. We will remember you as a legend. The world will never forget your name. Stealing until we're dead. And by stealing we mean credit card debt.
They'll steal until we're dead. We'll rob them in the back, but they'll stab us in the back with credit card debt.
And so she did. She spent and spent and spent, and gave all her 2% cash back to the town. She spent herself into credit card oblivion, but the town was saved because she spent $80 trillion. The town was able to buy back the bank from the bank.
And old Timmy Jones / Clyde completely misunderstood her plan.
Dang it, as he is wont to do.
But somehow her bank payments went to the town. And it was a beautiful day on the dusty shores of the Wild West.
And Timmy, tired of this town and the confusing life he had, looked back his shoulder, but with a wink, she was gone. The end. Ah, what a tale. What a beautiful tale of the lengths a mother will go to protect and really solve the problem she caused after a life of misunderstood crime.
Who could blame her?
Who could blame her? Not me. Who am I to judge? And who are you to judge of what old groovin' Unipis Fort does with her life? Because can't we all see ourselves a little bit in that old outlaw? Anyways, thanks for watching here on Musical Monday. That's a cut. All right, let's cut and let's reset. Let's see here. When you give an adult a cookie, bravo. Debt and buried, credit card debt, LOL, pretty. She pretty much. Contact and kicking feet, the pipes. Y'all are so talented. OMG, oh the Alamo. LMAO, so extreme. It's like a stimulus check from Robin Hood. I love you guys' improv so much. Zeus Bonik. Banker, Sanker. Zach is a rebel, no soft. Don't look at my dog necks. Those dog necks need scarves. Bank to open, dumbest little schoolhouse in Texas. Atta girl. First rule of theater camp is that it's not sports camp. Oh, that's a...
Oh, yeah, that's a reference.
J Money Mueller from our BYU camp, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
These chairs looking so comfy. I'm sorry, we got them from at home. Just a
No,
dream.
they're surprisingly nice.
They are surprisingly nice. You'd be surprised. Do your lowest key. Let's see here.
That one.
Ooh, Caleb's got a range.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb has the.
We'll call it a D.
It's just a burp at that point.
He's got it way up here, though, I'm sure.
Is someone off camera playing the piano live? Yes, if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see Sweet Caleb Boy, but here on TT, we can only frame it for
Yeah, they just wanted the pretty people for the TikToks. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, whenever we did vertical, we just lost like a whole bunch, or horizontal, we lost a whole bunch of engagement. People just like
it's
the...
so far away when you zoom out, you know?
It's just so far away, you know.
Alas.
Alas. All right, we're going to do one more. Give us one more musical title that you think could be on Broadway.
Because it has been there.
Because it's been there, obviously. Obviously it has.
Already, I guess.
The Day the Dog Started Walking Me. I think it's Tuesday, though. You think, Spencer? You think we just get on here every Monday? No, we release on Monday. We record on Tuesdays.
Sometimes.
I don't know how clear.
Sometimes we record on Wednesdays or Fridays.
When the wait staff fight back.
We've done that. Remember?
I'm worried.
We did do that, yeah.
Yeah, we sure did.
Oh, old Donnie G. Don't trip on all those cords on the floor. You're telling me. Yeah, you guys are seeing the rough cut. Normally we do a cowboy shot.
Well, this is the pretty corner. You don't want to see the
Oh,
other
yeah,
corner.
it's
You don't
hideous
wanna
on
see.
the other side.
Bean, Skyfall by Adele. Monday night at Waffle House. That's crazy, yo. You've got DM request, mail. I'm not looking in there. Not right now. Piano keys for breakfast. What am I, a pretty boy? Yes, so Wake House. Car crash lamppost. Menstrual the musical. I'm not going there again. Last time I tried to explain the menstrual cycle, I got in trouble. Christy joined, no joined. Let's see
That's
here.
beautiful, Caleb.
Thank you.
Lullabies.
Yes, so Wake House, Bean, Brown Coast Blues, Can I Marry Shae, Ballad of the Jeans, Lady Duck Snide, What Came First, the Apple or the Seed? Let's see here. What are we doing? Reed, we're giving Do Hamilton, Nor. We're giving The Key to Falling in Love. That sounds interesting. What do you think about that, Shae?
Let's do it.
Fun.
Beautiful. Thank you, your teabag.
Right into it.
The Key to Falling in Love. Let's do a
Song?
You want to do a song or a scene paint?
A scene paint into a short song?
Into a short song, and then we'll still do 3 songs. Or
Should we? I feel like they feel a little long if we do 4 songs.
Sure.
Unless the first one's not a song. Is it?
it's normally a short song. It's normally a short little song.
Just like a short chorus. Like the way we do
Okay.
those live shows with just a little bit of the little tag.
Yeah. Or maybe. Yeah, maybe just a chorus then.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I like this melody though. Keep going. Oh, that's nice. I feel like
Yeah.
this can't not be a song.
A 14-year-old girl is banished from her family to live with her disgusting grandpa. He has wormy veins and and he has a firm hand and discipline from the olden days.
Every day he forces her to chop trees out in his 20-acre wood. Chop, girl. It'll teach you discipline, he says with his veiny throat.
But the curiosity got the best of her. Even though every night he locked her in her room and said, "Do not wander," she escaped using a tin soldier as a key. And she wandered and wandered until she found a mysterious box full of
letters.
Right.
Letters to her grandpa from his deceased wife.
From his wife?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who's been long dead.
Who's been long dead.
dead.
They died on their wedding night.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Mysteriously.
No, they
Cause of death, horniness.
Blue, and then the second word is crossed out.
And so she can only assume that her grandpa is responsible.
Yes.
And she takes it upon herself to bring her grandma to justice.
Yep.
Her grandma? The dead person?
Yeah, his wife.
Bring her to justice.
Because
Get
she
her
died.
justice.
She died the night of their wedding night.
Yes.
She's blaming him. Who else was there?
You said bring her grandma to justice, but she's the victim.
Sorry. Let me just rephrase 2 words. Bring justice to her
grandma. Yes.
on a silver platter. Justice best served cold. In the good justice
Yes.
for her grandma.
For her grandma. The key to falling in love. The key to falling in love is solving your dead grandma's murder. A 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8. Musical Monday, Musical Monday. Where should we look? Left, down, up, right, or above?
The key to falling in love.
Musical Monday. Hello, and welcome back to Musical Monday with Caleb, Zach, and Shae at Improv Broadway. I'm Zach, this is Caleb, this is Shae, and we're at Improv Broadway. First time tuning in, this is Musical Monday. We share our views, opinions, recaps, analyses, depositions, dissertations on musicals that no one's really ever heard about. And today is a really smacking good one.
It's smacking good.
It's smacking good. It's called The Key to Falling in Love, and it is a murder mystery, a cold case.
Just a murder mystery, Zach. It's a
Caleb.
murder mystery. It's a romance.
It's a romantic,
It's a silly,
cold
jolly
case
little
murder
tale.
mystery.
It's a murder romance.
It's a murder
Yes.
mance.
It's a murder mance.
And intertwines 2 generations that would be better left alone.
Sometimes.
Old and young should not mix. They should not hang out together.
And they rarely do. Except for this first song, where she's asking the grandpa about these letters she's found, because she's looking for clues.
And oh, is he unhappy that she has...
Dug up his past. He loved his wife, and he was excited for a long and fruitful marriage.
And a long and fruitful night.
and he never remarried, but he did have unions with someone, and that's where his granddaughter came from, because otherwise, but he only did it once, and it was a mistake.
Unions.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to have unions for your progeny.
Yes. But he loved his wife, and he felt guilty the whole time
Can we see
unionizing.
that song? So she's presented him with all of this evidence,
Yes.
and he's like, "No, it was a mistake." And then he goes into that number. You were
Yeah.
always a mistake, or your mother was a mistake. I can't remember what it's
Yes.
called.
No offense. Your mother was a mistake.
offense.
No offense. Yes, that was
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's hear that song.
I loved her so much. Why did she have to leave me at dusk? The night of our wedding night. We were about to get it on all night. Then she collapsed on the floor. Poison, drinked, and gobbled some more. And I was framed for her murder. I was lonely and I was aghast. I went to the bar at last. There was your whorish grandmammy. She said, hey, you lonely mister. Looks like you miss her. Would you like a rock and tumble down below? I said, no, 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 no. I regret having your mother. No offense. But your rent district lady, grandmama caught me on the fence. I wanted to be true to my wife. I was gonna love her all night of my life, but she left me and I don't know who the murderer was. So that's why I'm here in the forest, chopping down trees, hoping that maybe that act could appease my loneliness. I live here in this house, these empty halls, but nothing could save me from that night of blue. Shh. Oh, I hate your mom. She represents everything that's wrong with my life. My life. My life. Why did your mom send me, you to me, when I hated her so much? I think that it was revenge. She wanted to serve revenge like lunch. Cold, decrepit, nasty and gray. That's what I said each day. So you want to know on my wedding day what happened that night? No, I didn't kill my wife. It was the man in black. If you wanna find her murderer, then you need to go back through the letters, read them all through. That little granddaughter, what you need to do, because in the letters my old wife suspected. But I'm too heartbroken to read them again, so that's why I haven't done it again. So you'll have to read them for me and solve the mystery. It only happened once, and I regretted it. I've been celibate ever since. It's like...
Oh, yeah. So this
And to
is
be
true.
clear, he's going senile a little bit. He keeps saying your mother. He means your grandmother.
Grandmother.
Yeah.
Well, his mother was his daughter that he hates. So you're right, but also there were those two characters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, both
The mother
both
from-
I really didn't like.
From
sure,
the,
for sure.
you know, from the scandalous bartender.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, her grandma's cause of death was horniness.
Well, that's what it said. That's what it said on the death certificate.
Yeah.
Right.
So the guy who did.
Well, remember, there was a goblet. You said she was poisoned, but they never said with what with. It could have been Lady Viagra for all we know.
Or oysters, which
Yeah.
are an aphrodisiac.
To be fair, the guy who did the autopsy
chocolate.
gave a lot of weird reasons for death. So, who knows? But like,
But that's
Crazy,
exactly what the young granddaughter is thinking as she's pacing through the bright red carpeted floors, checkered red carpet and brown carpeted floors, and she's pondering as she sits on the carpeted toilet seat
Yes.
in her grandpa's house.
Peeing in the carpeted water in the toilet.
Yes, eating the carpeted Triscuits.
Triscadillas. You guys ever done Triscadillas?
Quesadillas with Triscuits?
No. Trisket, a little bit of salsa, a little bit of cheese, put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Triscadilla.
So you
Never.
love
That
Triscuits.
sounds good.
You love poor people wheat thins.
Wheat thins are sweet.
Oh, wheat thins are so good.
I
they're so
don't
good.
like
Triscuits
a wheat
are
thin.
garbage.
I don't like a wheat
I like
thin.
both.
They're the shredded wheat of the cracker community. No one likes it.
A shredded wheat can really hit the spot.
Oh my gosh, your trashy breakfast is showing.
Well,
ring, ring. It's your garbage breakfast.
Well,
is
some
calling.
of us only got Lucky Charms on their birthday, so we had to suffice with grandpa food.
So she sets off on a mission to find out what really happened.
Mystery.
To solve the
Did she
mystery.
die of horniness or something else?
Or
Did she die of horniness
different
by
way.
nefarious means?
by a different person who might have killed her
Yes.
with.
Horniness.
No.
And the answer is no, pretty quick.
Yeah. Well,
No.
was it premarital excitement or was it lust after someone else that she couldn't handle?
Right. And it wasn't that.
It wasn't.
She
It wasn't
marked
that
that
either.
off.
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick. She marked that off. She did investigate it. And,
did.
you know, you have to look at all angles. And she's trying to be objective.
She's trying to be objective.
But
She's
she
trying
really wanted to be her grandpa to be guilty.
Yeah, because she hates him. He makes what she has to chop down trees
chop
all
trees.
summer.
Trees and he.
Now, to be fair, he does pay her. He hires her as a summer
He pays
job
her
to chop down trees,
handsomely.
but he's not a great boss.
Yeah, but he also, you know, slaps her sometimes. Well, because that's
Well, he watched all those John
yes,
Wayne
the
movies.
discipline.
He slaps her. He slaps her in his sleep when she tries
He's
to
a
wake him up.
slapper.
And he's like,
Yeah.
"Ah," and then he realized he thought it was his wife's murderer, but he finds out it's her every time.
Right.
He's a conflicted character because he got heartbroken and ball busted on his wedding night. You know.
yeah.
Yep.
But it is kind of weird that before he called the police on his dead wife's body, he went to go down and get a little something.
What? No,
Isn't
I don't
that
think.
what you said?
No. No.
You said he went straight to the bar.
Yeah. After his wife died, he was
Yeah.
grieved.
Oh, you mean
And
he
so
went
he
down
went
to the bar to
He
get
went
a
to
drink?
the bar to get the drink.
That's where he met the lady.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
the words
pretty
you would
quick.
use didn't make it sound like that's what you were
Okay.
talking about.
Listen, I don't know if you know anything about grief. If your wife gets wheeled away on your wedding night and you're not going to want to stay in that house alone, where are you going
Right,
to go?
but I'm
you go
just
to Old
saying.
Skid Row.
I'm just saying he didn't call the police first.
No, he didn't.
He
That's
didn't.
true.
He did it after.
Yeah.
So I'm
Timeline's
just saying.
fuzzy, but that's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's just like he's a morally great character, and that's good.
I mean,
that's
it sounds
for
like
the
he's
story.
we don't
pretty
know
black.
about him, you know?
He didn't call. He went straight to the bar. He slaps his little girl
well in his sleep.
in his
though.
sleep.
Yeah, I mean, part of her job chopping down trees, she's also supposed to make sure that he doesn't stop breathing.
Yeah.
Because he's got really bad sleep apnea, but his face is so oddly shaped he can't have a sleep apnea machine. So she walks in several times a night, pokes him, makes sure that he's still
Yes.
breathing. And
Yes.
oh!
And he's giving all the sleep apnea machine to her for chopping down the trees.
That's right.
Yeah,
You
she's
could
using
afford
it
it, but-
for a science
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, she's a scientist.
She's making Mr. Apnea. It's just this giant robot out of just apnea machines, and he talks through all of the breathing tubes. It's quite
Just a fun little side
fascinating,
project.
actually.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she's on the case.
That's right.
She's searching a lot of burning questions.
right.
Right.
Can we
Right.
hear the song where she's? It's kind of a montage, and she's like, you see her like in the library doing research, and then you
Yes.
see her like in the sewer, like looking for clues,
Yes.
and she kind of sees, and she's going through all of these things emotionally too. Can we see that
Yes.
song?
This is the Red Yarn Piecing It Together song.
Grandpa, I really, really wish you're guilty, but the evidence is pointing me towards a bunch of dark strangers that had it out for Ruth. Oh, Grandma, you crazy girl, what did you do? She had infiltrated all of the mobs. Grandma, you filthy lady, why didn't you stop? She had been sleeping with JFK. Oh, you nasty lady. Had so many enemies. And of course, when she found Grandpa, she wanted to start over her life.
together the sewers, the interconnections of a city. And so yeah, she kind of gives up the case. Do we need to take a break, Caleb?
Yeah, let's take a quick pause.
Okay, let's take a quick intermission while we check the recording.
Quick pause.
Let's see here. I need a cigarette. Go Shae, says Kyla. Musical improv. OMG, I went to high school with her. Let's see. Kyla.
Oh, wow.
Kyla.eve. Let's see.
Ardix says, I love Caleb casually
yeah?
playing the most beautiful melody while talking about what you guys are going to do next.
The light bulbs are stinky. Amazing. I need to go Shae. Musical improv. What is this? I don't understand this, says Nils. Well, then look inward. It's not even Monday. Yes, we know. Doesn't want his granddaughter to go out like his wife. So did she die at the wedding or after? No wedding night unions? Was it her own horniness? Triscuit sponsorship? Not anymore. You guys were so good on Make Some Noise. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jimmy Gearhart. Thank you so much for giving us a galaxy. So kind.
Gary? Jimmy?
Gearhart.
Gearhart.
Jimmy Gearhart.
Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy.
This is so fun.
Jimmy.
I love catching your life. Thank you, Riley. So she gives up, and she goes home to her grandpa to tell him that she's giving up the case. And she sees him just sobbing by the fireplace. And she sees a side of him that she's never seen before. The human side, the hurt side. The guy who never got it on with his wife.
The victim.
The victim.
The real victim. Oh,
No. Because what's worse? Being murdered, maybe? Or not getting yours?
right. At least grandma doesn't have to, feel the lack of love in her life. She doesn't
Right.
feel anything at all.
Not at all. And the granddaughter comforts him and has a moment of connection
That's right.
as he's sobbing.
And she says, you know what? Get on out there. You don't have to regret every fling you have just because your wife died on your wedding night.
Yeah.
But shocking twist. Who walks through the door in the fireplace light?
JFK.
Yep.
He
One
faked
of the
his
suspects.
death. And he says, you know who else faked their death, Gramps? And he moves out of the doorframe. And who's behind him?
Grandma.
Grandma herself.
Grandma.
Alive after all these years.
That's right. She's been working with JFK.
Yep. Doing spy stuff.
Doing spy stuff. They both had to fake their deaths. But what she reveals is, I had to fake my death for our country. But I couldn't leave without a little something. And she puts on the bartender's wig.
Yeah.
And reveals she was the bartender the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he still says, I still regret it.
Yeah, well, the thing is he was so sad about now is he realized that they did have some moments together, but they weren't real because she was pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
in this song, you see Grandpa and JFK's sidekick, Grandma, also bartender, sing.
AKA Lee Harvey Oswald. What's her alias?
Yeah. He knew her as Ruth.
He knew his Ruth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so he's pleading with he's explaining why he's so sad. She's like,
Yeah.
"No, it's all okay. I'm alive." Of course, that's great and all, but there's still some
and she
things that they get
says-
to work out together in this song.
Yeah.
You know?
What she tells him is that I came back throughout the years, dressed as different people in your life, to try to stay connected with you. And each one of the letters which you refused to read were a love letter from each of these personas that I did. And she's like, I know that it's wrong. In my twisted way, it was the only way I could show you I loved you and also save us from the Cubans. Her
Yeah.
words, not mine.
Yeah.
And he's furious because He led a life of celibacy.
Well, with a few,
Well,
with a few gaps.
one little blip, which turned out to be their unionizing act.
That's right.
Yeah. So they're still legally married.
Cool.
Turns out.
Cool.
So yes, we get to see them work through those struggles and realize that they do now
Yes.
can have an actual love.
That's right.
Life
And
together.
he is overcome with emotions.
Yes.
And passion.
Yeah,
So
but
much
right
so.
at the very end.
Yeah,
So much so, it stops his heart.
Let's not give it all away, shall we?
Okay.
Let's have this this confrontation song between Grandpa and Ruth. You lied to me. You lied. As you lied with me. You lied. You tried to be someone else. And you lied to me. How could you? I just wanted a wife, someone to spend my life with. Instead, you went off with JFK. How could you abandon me for your country? You said that I was your whole world. Did our marriage vows mean nothing? Was it a lie when you said I do? Was your love for me meant nothing? Was your love for me at all true? What is love behind a mask? Just a fake thing. Oh, what's the life behind a mask? Just a fabrication in the making. Do you have anything to say, Ruth? After 65 years.
Everything will be JF okay. I didn't mean for it to go this way. My past caught up with me. I wanted your future to be free, so I kidnapped a doctor and held him at gunpoint. I said claim I died of horniness and joy, and that's I thought you would be happy in a life without the spy me. Didn't want you to find out I faked my identity. Please, can you forgive me? We're old, let's live our last 2 years in peace.
2 years, how do you know? That's how longer we have to go.
I took a scan of your brain. Remember the doctor that you saw last June? That was me, a different identity. And I saw the tumor, it's growing. And I have a matching one in the shape of a heart. Isn't that fun?
How could I forgive you? You left me alone. I had no one here as I rotted at home. If it weren't for the mailman who came once a year to give me letters, man.
I was that mailman.
Gary?
Yeah,
Gary Gearhart?
Gary Gearhart.
No, it can't be.
I was, and I chatted with you on the porch. And I delivered all of your carpets, your carpeted toilet seats.
I was about to end my life, and then I went to the ice cream shop. A man was working there for only one day, and he gave me a free mint scoop.
Me and JFK are purely platonic. My love for you makes me sick, and it's chronic. I'm begging you to take me back. If not, I'll have a heart attack.
I'll have to ask my best friend Jerry Mimes, the mime who visited in town.
Picture me with white and red paint. I was that mime, never giving a word. I ain't anybody but who you've always loved. Think of a stranger, that was me, I swear of.
You were there all along. You were there all along. Wow, it's like you never left me, except except physically, and coming back about once a year as one of my different best friends.
Isn't that fun?
Pretty fun.
Some people beg to have
nice.
role play, but
should've
you and me did
recognized you from
charades
your
every
eyes.
day.
Pretty
Kept
great.
our romance pretty
grand.
spicy.
I should have
So
recognized you from your hands.
like me.
You were everyone in this town. Everyone as I looked around. I should have recognized you sooner. I should have known instead of being a crooner. You were here all along for me. I'm sorry I've behaved so selfishly. Won't you come, return to me, and sometimes wear the makeup? Gary Gearhart, Jimmy Scoops, Bill Burr, the car salesman, Mayor Tilford, all men, and one bartending lady. What say we head back home? I just realized. Faking your death, becoming a spy, and coming back once a year, why, that's truly the key to falling in love.
I know you just wished that all those people were the same person. You liked the friendliness of the mailman, the mysteriousness of the mime, the quietness of the mime,
Power of the mayor.
the mopiness of the dog,
The sea shanty of the pirate king.
the respect of the little beggar boy,
The sanctity of the pope.
the knowledge of the wise man,
The naughtiness of the bad elf.
the grayness of the librarian,
The muscles of the Grinch.
the
Key to falling in love.
oh no,
What?
your heart.
I'm getting horny. The black aperture closed. Oh my gosh. This musical won the Tony Awards for the most usages of the word horny.
Be careful.
Careful now.
Be careful.
Careful now.
Horniness is a heavy load to bear.
It's a disease. Don't let anyone tell you different. It's not something you can control. Get help. Go to rehab.
This musical was campaigned by the Catholic Church.
If you're horny, get help.
Yeah, that was their slogan.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Wow. We hope that, interesting. You only see us once a week, and we wear a different face every time. And I guess that truly is the key to falling in love. Here on Musical Monday. Smash cut to the bar. The grieving wife is getting a drink. A mysterious bartender with locks down to his shoulders. Hey, lady, care for a drink?
I'm not thirsty, thanks, though.
The end. Incredible. All right, cool. All right, let's wrap up and let's see what our old boys say. Do an Ozempic musical. Shout out to the keyboard player, the improv keys, Caleb Wall.
He's a star.
He's a star. Her laugh heart, but her love for him is platonic. Title, The Kool-Aid Man Strikes Again, The Catheter Naughtiness of Mine, The Catheter, what is going on? No, Grandma and JFK are just friends. Both my names, Jimmy Gerhardt. Well, that's what you get. You give us a galaxy, I guarantee you're going to end up in this musical. How do I join your group? I'm dead serious, says Amanda. Well, if you're in Provo, Utah, you can audition. We do auditions every 6 months. It was me, the mailman. This is so excellent. Not my last name being used. Shae! A matching one. 2 years, LMAO. Exerting will JFOK is such... exerting will be JFOK is such a brilliant line. Not JFOK. Write this down. He is so funny. Why? Thank you. So it's like JFK just silently watching in the back, or Booty Warrior, huh? Grandma really put in the work. Plot twist! I Want to Arise Wee Wee. Great song. JFK, he's alive? Hi. Grandfa? This is so much fun. I love catching you live. Awesome. Cool. Let's see here. The English T-Boy saying goodbye to me. Is this live? It is live. Reggie, it's live. It's live. Shae's so pretty, says Ballard Coletti.
Thank
clap,
you.
clap, clap. Cool. You guys are awesome. You're awesome, Aegis. Cool. While we have you, before you leave, please, if you want to support us, please go to drybarunscripted.com. We filmed a whole bunch of comedy specials that are wildly underappreciated and underrated. Go there, because not only will you see us, but it'll also give us your email, so we're able to contact you when we want to go to, like, your town. If we get a bunch of emails from one place, we'll know we can travel there and perform live. How cool would that be to, like, meet you and stuff? I think that'd be pretty rad. Don't you think so? Don't you all? I saw IB on the wall, and as an IB student, love you guys with all my face, Mary. It's either live or someone asked the same question as I did. Reggie, it's live, dang it. Reggie McReynolds, it's live. It's live! Pledge allegiance to our Lord and Savior, the Cat in the Hat. Okay. Awesome. DriveOnScripted.com. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. Anything else, guys, before we close out? Nope. Wonderful. Until next time, y'all.
Thanks for watching.
Godspeed. Oh, shoot, I gotta